This is Sonny from Tech Media Planet. I'm here at NAB 2009. We're at the Sony booth with a very exciting new camera, the 9000. And we have our friend Patel here who's going to tell us basically what makes this camera special, what's new about it, and what makes it so exciting.
Great. So this is the SRW9000, and the main point of this camcorder is that the whole SR recorder, the processor and the tape transport of it, is all incorporated in the camera. So to have the whole SR and the camera in this size, that's a technical achievement at this time. So it's still a 2/3 inch, 3 chips, RGB, 1920 by 1080, and the front after that 14-bit A2D. So it's very similar to F23. So the idea is that keep all the features, including the variable frame rate from 1 frame progressive to 60 frame progressive, whether it's 422 or 444, and all those features are in this camcorder. Obviously, there are some options which will allow you to do that, but it is you can have all those features in this camera. That's the whole point. So you've got full variable frame rate, you have your 14-bit A2D, you have HDCAM-SR recording tape format, and you have your assignable buttons, you have running out of ideas.
That's good, that's good. So let me ask you this question. What can this camera do anything that the F23 cannot do?
That's a good question. The front end, in terms of the prism is different. So the color space for this camcorder is ITU 709, which is of course the SMPTE specification for HD. So you have that capability. But in terms of the frame rates, all the frame rates are there, whether it's 24p, 25p, 30p, 50p, 60p, 50i, 60i, all that is there.
So do you not have the expanded color gamut that the F23 has, for example?
That is correct. We do not have the wide gamut selection in the camera. Obviously, but you record in 709, and in post, you can derive the color space.
And what about S-Log and some of the expanded gamma functions of the F23?
That's a great question. The S-Log feature is in there, as well as your 4 standard hyper gamma curves and broadcast standard gamma curves. And with the CVP file editor 4.0, you can have user gamma access as well. So that's all there. No limitation in there with respect to F23.
So if you had an F23, this would probably not be something you would step up to. This is more for somebody who's looking at the F23 going, that's maybe more money than I want to spend. I don't need all the functionality. Is that kind of where this is positioned?
No, the only functionality left out is just the color space. That's the limitation. Otherwise, everything is in here. And yet the price point will be considerably less.
Do we know what that price point is right now?
Price has not been decided yet, because the camera will not be available until January. So it's a long way to go.
Now, what about the idea, one of the things I like about the F23 is that if you're throwing it on a Steadicam, you can remove the mag and not have it weigh down the camera. That is not really what this is thought out for, right? This is more of a studio configuration?
No, this is a camcorder, so it's like an F900 ENG style, okay? So your tape is still there, and you can have different workflows, but in terms of the weight, for Steadicam, the camera body alone in a stripped-down version is 14 pounds. The power consumption of the camera body is under 60 watts, okay? So that's excellent for Steadicam, because with F23 you've got the camera body and the SRW1, you're talking about 10-pound less weight.
Well, one of the things though with the F23, as you know, is you could probably put some kind of like the SSR recorder on it. Is that obviously not a possibility with this guy, but at a cheaper rate?
You can no, you cannot have the solid-state recorder capability here. You can have your dailies capability. That will happen through a third party. We're working on that. But it is a camcorder, that's why.
Great, that's fantastic. So, and presumably then it's modular, so you can choose, if you don't want 444, you would have to pay for that option. If you don't want some of those elements, right, there are additional boards?
That is correct. So if you want 444 60p capability, that's another card. If you want S-Log, that's another card. Not a card, but a software. But to keep the cost down. So it can be used in television broadcast application as well as crossing over to digital cinema side.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. I think that was very, very informative. That's right now, you heard it here, SRW9000, a built-in HDCAM-SR recorder right on board, essentially creating a camcorder-like body. Pretty exciting stuff. That's Sonny signing off for Tech Media Planet.